So the white woman that told us kind of like the idea of what go on behind closed doors, which I already knew, just as a black man, because I know some black men. She gets into why she started exclusively or just started dating black men in particular in her, I guess, dating pool. Let's go ahead and check that out.
I'm glad you asked this because even though I've dated mostly black guys since I was 15, it is not my sole preference. The only thing that I have like around my preference is that I don't date white guys. And a lot of people automatically assume, oh, she just dates, but no, like I will date Asian guys, Hispanic guys, Middle Eastern guys, Indian guys. I will date every other ethnicity besides white. And the deeper that I dig on this, it's definitely childhood trauma. Like I got made fun of so much in middle school and high school, and I grew up in the whitest state, so it was only like white boys bullying me, right?
Okay, so where have I heard this before? I've heard this before. So she's saying that she got talked about, teased, bullied a lot by white dudes, white boys in particular in school. And due to the teasing and the bullying, she got turned off by them. Okay. Like I said, where have I heard that before? I've also heard some brothers say that too. Like, oh, the black girls, said this about me. I've heard some black women say, oh, the black boys said this about me. And I've always said that, sometimes we just need to treat each other right. And I can only speak more so in our community. Don't just be talking down on people, bullying people, because some people can't take that. You know what I'm saying? They just really can't. But I'm saying I heard this before because you've heard, many of them say this. Some brothers probably more so than anything else say, oh, when I was in school, they teased me, they didn't want me, they clowned me, they did this and that and the third. Even though I view that's not really an excuse. So like I don't think this should be an excuse for her. But yeah, so I'm pointing this out to say that it just don't happen to black folk. It's happening kind of like to everybody. Let's continue this.
And I think it like subconsciously created this thing where it's like, I just don't them. My first boyfriend was white, second boyfriend was black. And the way that people treated me when I started dating the black kid, crazy. The things that they said about me, about him, insane. That kid also ended up getting shot and killed. Like totally random, was like wrong place, wrong time. And
okay. And she didn't go into what was said, but I already know what was said. She laid the groundwork to say that she grew up in one of the whitest states. What I know, okay, and what we all know here, especially a lot of us who are FBAs, we know good and well they called her all kind of, names, not to say other words. They definitely said stuff about him, right? So it was a lot of racism she dealt with, of course.
And I went to a party that summer, and all of the white boys that were at my school were like, oh, like, what did you expect? Like, he's black, and he just deserves... And it's like, that stuck with me so fucking hard. I think that was honestly the turning point where I was like, I'm never a white guy again. Like, there was just this level of, like, out of touch with reality, out of touch with what women... Like, any minority, women, people of color, people with disabilities, like, there was just this... I think this privilege that I saw in white men, and not all of them, I'm not gonna like lump them all together, but at least the ones that I grew up with, that like, it just completely turned me off. I just could never, it's not to say that I couldn't end up with a white guy, but it's like now I have a mixed kid, and like there are just certain values that I want.
Oh God, she said that mixed word. Oh, okay. Brothers. I told y'all, stop having babies with these women. In America, their child won't be treated mixed. The child will be treated black in America, okay? And it is, and to sit up here and let her raise that child gonna be so confused. We've seen this confusion, and it's sad to see the confusion. Because they will not be accepted at all by the white community. It's just not gonna happen, right? And they may have issues being accepted in the black community. Now, if the father's around, they'll be accepted. Because they say, oh, well, the father's around. Well, the father then taught her all the cultural things that she needs to know, etc. Right? So when the father's around, she'll be more leaning more to being, definitely say, hey, I'm black. It is what it is. But if the father's not around, you have a lot of confusion. It's just bottom line. Now, the other thing that I noticed she did not say, ma'am, why you just come out and say, I don't want to date them because they was hella racist, and I don't want to deal with that. So I rather date, every other man outside of white men because I view them as racist. Just come out and say it. But no, she didn't come out and say that. I want y'all to pay attention. Even though she don't fool white men like that, she's still protecting them. Now, and some, not all. Some of you sisters out here, pay attention to that. Some of you may not have an issue with brothers, but just still protect us too. Have that little, because she would not throw them completely under the bus. She's vague about it, but I know exactly what she said because I do this for a living, okay? I know what they do. And she's saying that they were so racist toward her with that situation that she was basically disgusted by it, turned off, and that's why she can't fool with them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you understand what I'm saying? Getting tongue twisted.
Instill in her that, like, I don't know if, like, a white guy is going to be able to raise her the way, you know what I mean? Like, now it's just deeper than that. But that's a long answer.
Well, that part is right. A white guy would not be able to raise her right because he can't relate. You barely can relate. So how you think he gonna come in and relate to anything? So yeah, 9 times out of 10, if a white man see you with that black child, they not gonna want to date you anyway. To be honest with you, a lot of them won't. So you probably will have to stay dating black men or get married to a black man. That's just the only way it's gonna work for you, especially with that child, right? But let's stop treating each other mean, and definitely don't be racist toward nobody. I would say that. Because when we do that, we give, each other trauma, right? And then, but I would say this, you going to other groups of people, the grass is never green on the other side, okay? Never. The grass is never green on the other side. You're not going to solve your issue. You're not going to solve your problem by going to date people of other communities. Because people of other communities got their problems too. We all doggone human beings, okay? There's no saving grace in no other community. Either fix your problems within your community or whatever, but it's no say. Now, I understand different communities, you don't have certain issues and problems. I get that. I get it. But, yeah, she started dating basically black men because of racist experiences.